Good morning, family. It's me again, Black History 365. This is Leontini, and today we're going to talk about something that we can all relate to. It doesn't matter what part of society you're in. We're going to talk about Black women. I am, of course, a Black woman. My mother, her mother before her, her mother before her, they were Black women. And when I talk about Black women, I'm really talking about the tradition and the culture that we share together, a unique bond of Black women, whether we're members of a sorority, a social group, a church, just the culture that we have. And, one of the things that we talk about, in our culture, my voice is a little raspy today, but we talk about us being queens, us being royal. My nickname is the Lion Queen or the Queen Bee. Those are monikers given to me by friends, by family, by my daughters. And it's a name that many Black women share in the Black culture. Erica Badu says that we have all these hives and we have fantastic queen bees in all of them, which I agree with her. But I want to just share a book again. That's one of the things I like to do. And this is one of my absolute favorite books. And I have met the author, no Cynthia, but it is Africana Woman. And it is a fabulous book. It was published a few years ago. And it chronicles really our journey as African women from the diaspora to the New World. We say that we're royal because many of us did descend from royal lines and royal communities from the continent of Africa and West Africa. So this wonderful book takes us from the time of the Queen of Sheba, Makeda, who was a woman of color, a Black woman. But if you look in contemporary history books, they won't show the Queen of Sheba as a Black woman. She was the partner or the wife, depending upon how you interpret it in history, of King Solomon. And so she was very beautiful, very powerful, and in all the Bible stories that I saw and read as a child, she was always depicted with European features, never with African features. But we know now that people from Ethiopia, from Egypt, from the continent of Africa, the indigenous people are people of color. And I spoke yesterday about the construct of race. I'm not talking about race, I'm just talking about physical attributes. So, being brown. But she is one of the people in history from Ethiopia. And of course, she was the mother of the Ethiopian royal line, Queen Makeda or Sheba. She goes by different names. But if you get a chance to order this off Amazon, it will be a gift to yourself. I love this book. It's one of my favorite ones. And then when we talk about American women, in this society, this is a capitalist society, so often we value money above everything, which I think is the wrong thing. Of course, we need money to live. Lord knows we need money. But we also need education, we need love, we need compassion, we need stable households. Money is not just about what we should be about, just one component. And sharing our history and our stories of survival is equally as important, if not more important. So we had to, when I say we, Black women, we had to make a way out of no way. And one of the ladies in history is Madam C.J. Walker. And history says that she was, the first self-made woman millionaire, white or Black, in the United States. Now, there may have been others. I don't know that. But this Madam C.J. Walker is recorded in history as at least being one of the first. And if you're not familiar with her, again, I always tell you to Google so you can get more information. But she made her fortune on providing safe and healthy ways of managing our hair so that it was healthy and it was beautiful. But not only did she make money for herself, but she had a system, an entrepreneurial system, that other Black women were able to use her products and set up their shops and make their business as well. So those are the models that we need to continue to follow, is that we're not just making business for ourselves, but we're making and building a strong community. So Madam C.J. Walker. And then the last one that I'm going to share is more contemporary, but so important. And that is Katherine Johnson. And Katherine Johnson, as you may know, I have the book. She was part of Margot Shetterly's history in the book, The Hidden Figures. So Katherine Johnson, she was a NASA mathematician and physicist, also a member of Alpha Kappa Alpha sorority. My sorority, I haven't paid my dues in a long time, but I still pledge the sorority. And then I always love to get children's books. I have, niece and nephew, and to teach them on their level about Hidden Figures. She was so important and is, and lives in Virginia, still is. But one of the things, again, that I don't want to mention this too, that the author, Margot Lee Shetterly, is now on the faculty at the University of Virginia. So that is a great thing to celebrate as well. One of the things that I want to share about our accomplishments as Black women is that we are fierce. A lot of times people may interpret that as being too self-confident or arrogant, but in this world, we have to advocate for ourselves. Our families were almost literally destroyed. They took the men from our families and sold our children and did a lot of horrible things to destroy us. And so we as women had to be very strong, and we still do. I want to just share just a brief story about how racism still affects our lives in terms of Black women being successful. When the book came out and the movie Hidden Figures came out, I was working in an office and I was the only Black woman in the office, and I was very excited about this. And there was a woman in our office who was a math teacher, a mathematician, and I just had a casual conversation with her, and I was telling her about this, and she might want to go see the movie, and she just blew it off like, oh, well, I'm sure that no one Black did that. And so, a week later I went back. I said, this is your profession. You should be interested in this. She never did go. And then I found out later that she voted for the person who is occupying 1600. So just because she had the poison of racism in her, which I think, she was not willing to celebrate any accomplishment of a Black woman. So we have to celebrate ourselves. We have to teach other people. But sometimes just by walking in the room is the lesson enough. Have a great day. Tomorrow's Valentine's Day. Since it's not payday, I probably won't be celebrating Valentine's Day. I mean, it's just how it is. Have a great day.